Well, welcome everybody. I am Gary Schultz, the managing partner at Baum, Smith & Clemens. On behalf of the firm, I would like to welcome you all to help us celebrate our 50 years in business. We would like to thank you for your support through this whole time. And coming up will be the founding partners giving their impressions and their highlights of the past 50 years. So please enjoy the rest of the afternoon with us. Thank you.
So our first question here, Tim, is, being at the firm for 40 plus years, what would be your best memory at Baum, Smith & Clemens?
I thought about that, and I think back, we had a building renovation back in the 1990s, and went from 5,000 feet to 12,000 feet. Major improvement in the building. And then we had an open house and invited clientele in, and we allowed them to promote their companies. And we had tables and tents in the parking lot, big turnout. And that was the moment that I thought that, we've really have some achievement here, and we're moving to a different level. And we brought, at that point, we had a location up in Souderton, which we brought those people back down to Lansdale again. So we were all together again, which was good, I thought, for the firm, to bring the firm back together again. So that is probably the top moment that I can think of, where we had our new renovated building. We had a great turnout from our clientele, and everybody had a good time. So that was a memorable event.
Yeah, one of my best memories was with the renovation of the offices at down in Lansdale, when we extended it and brought the office down from Souderton and combined everything on North Broad Street there in Lansdale. That was back, I think, in 2004 or 2005, or no, it's 1994, 1995 when we did that project. And then it was good, but the final thing was that the construction company forwarded us our project to the American Builders and Contractors Association, and we got an award for the design of the building for projects under $2 million. So we then were invited down to the ceremony and picked up the award and got some publicity for the firm, really. The other thing that's significant is that we did join in the CP America network of 70 other accounting firms, which then gave us exposure to other clientele in the United States and even in foreign countries. So we then were able to service some of the subsidiaries of our clients that had subsidiaries in foreign countries and across the United States. So it gave us a broader footprint, really.
Well, over the years, the best memories have been all the wonderful people I've met, things I've learned from them, and the things I've learned about the profession. The clients that we've had, I just couldn't even imagine what kind of business they were and what they did, but learning, just talking to them and learning, and then other professionals too, learning about that. And the profession was changing, so there was a lot of things to learn and change within our firm from that. We became a charter member of the private company practice section of the AICPA, and as such, we had to go through peer reviews, which was a learning experience, having other firms come in and looking at your records and evaluating if you were doing things properly or not, and then also having the ability to do that with other firms too. So a lot of interesting things. So I like to learn new things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when you talk about being able to bring the clients in, back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, How are the relationships between clients, referral sources, business affiliates different than they are today?
I'm not sure they're a whole lot different other than how we relate. We probably relate a lot more with technology today, okay? We probably have more Zoom meetings and what have you. COVID contributed to that too. So that part is different. Technology changed an awful lot. We probably had more in-person meetings with clientele back then than what we do today. But the relationship thing never really changed. It was how we communicated with our clientele and the referrals and what have you. But it's still, the whole relationship thing with the clientele and the bankers and the attorneys and what have you continues today.
The relationship certainly has changed because it was entirely different back in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. The relationships were very important. It's how we built the firm. Back then, we weren't that big of a firm, but a lot of our clients came from a referral base that we had, and it's how we grew. But that all changed with COVID and this, and it became much more difficult to get new clients and bring them in. It was just a different world, and it was very different. And really, we had a lot more competition back in the 70s and the 80s. There weren't that many accounting CPA firms in our area there that we were competing with. There were a couple that were mainly our competitors, but that all changed in the current day. There's a lot more competition. You're dealing with clients in a different way, and it is just simply different. And it takes more effort to get new clients. And you have to have some kind of a structured program, marketing program to get new clients in. And it seems to me that it takes a lot more effort in the current time than it did back when we first started out in the public accounting business.
Well, I think the way we meet with people, I think it's still very important to meet face-to-face with people, to discuss certain things, learn about certain things. But then there is also not the necessity to always meet face-to-face. If you need an answer to a question, it's much easier to email or text someone and get that answer back fast. So I think the changes are good, but I think there's still the relationships that were there when we met face-to-face and got to know the people. And sometimes someone may tell you something, and that face-to-face meeting will tell you that may not quite be the correct answer that they're thinking. And it would let you also help them by understanding what their needs are and giving them some information.
Yeah, that personal touch is
Yes,
very important.
yes.
Now, what year did you say you started with the firm?
1978
And you became a partner
in 84. 1984, yeah.
So what made you at that point in time want to continue to run, with your own business and be a partner at the firm?
I always wanted to be a partner from day one. My parents told me to get ownership in whatever you work in, and wherever you work. So I wanted to get that, and then I had the right group with me. I had Dick Baum and Judy Smith at that point, and our talents really complemented each other an awful lot. It looked like the perfect thing. And what Dick had a partner before, who left the profession, So Judy and I came in as equity partners at that point in 1984. But I always wanted to be a partner. I wanted to have ownership. I wanted to be part of whatever we were going to build together. And I really felt like we had the right team with Dick and Judy and I to begin there. Felt like we had the right team to do that.
Yeah, there certainly was. When I graduated out of college, I went with an area firm located in Norristown, and it was fine. And I grew and I became a partner in the firm. And they were okay, but they had picked up an office in Lansdale, and since I lived over in this area, they wanted to have me move to the Lansdale office, and they had made a promise to me that if I did that and the office grew, that it would be my office to manage and promote. I moved over, I picked up the client servicing, and the practice grew, and then they bought another property in the Lansdale area, completely remodeled it, and set up new offices. And then when that happened, we had expanded, there were more employees there and all that. But then what they said was, well, we're going to move a partner over from the Norristown office to run the Lansdale office. And I said, well, that's not really what your promise was, and that's not the basis on which I changed. So they said, well, that's the way it's going to be. So I said, okay, fine. I will just leave then and establish my own accounting practice, which is basically what I did. I had to buy my way out of the firm because I had a non-compete clause with them. I had a friendly banker who loaned me all the money I wanted to buy my way out, and so I left and established my own practice in Lansdale.
Well, I joined the firm in the late 1970s and became a partner in 1980. But prior to that, I had been in the teaching profession, teaching accounting. And I taught at the high school level, I taught at the community college level, I taught at tech schools, I taught at a university. And when I was teaching at the community college, my students at that community college were all different ages. Some of them were right out of high school, some of them had been out in the community for a while. And after teaching them, there were a number of them that told me they thought I should get my CPA certificate. And I got thinking, at first I thought, oh, okay. But then I got thinking about it, so I started studying for the CPA exam and was very intense doing that, driving my husband crazy. But then I passed the CPA exam and got my certificate, and again, learned a lot from that.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So-
that's great. And you taught in a lot of different states too.
Yes,
You
I
did.
moved around a lot.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we're
Yeah,
glad
which
that you
was, which
stayed
was
here.
neat. Which was neat. Well, and the reason I moved to a lot of them was there was someone that I was teaching with that said, "Oh, you should go here." So when I was teaching, I was originally from upstate New York, so that was where I taught at the high school level. But then someone that I was in an association with was going to be teaching at the tech school, so she talked me into going down there. And then someone down there was from Colorado. She talked me into going out there. And then my husband actually got transferred to Kansas, so that's why I taught there.
Oh, good.
So,
Yeah, it's fascinating.
yep,
Good. Thank you, Judy.
you're welcome.